Code 3. That's who we are.
That
fir-
wasn't obvious already.
uh, First ever live podcast. Can you believe it? Can you believe it, boys?
Well done, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Our third world internet finally caught up.
Yeah.
As soon as we had the opportunity to live stream, here we are, taking over the Twitch television,
Oofed.
one day at a time.
Oh,
So we have a few things to talk about.
we do.
The first thing,
A year of absence
yes,
Oofed.
from YouTube.
yeah. So the first thing that we'll talk about is where have we been?
Mhm.
I know you've all been wanting to know where we are.
Who?
Our dedicated fans out there.
Yeah.
You want to start it?
Sure. So the last thing we uploaded was
It was the podcast where we talked
so
about making
if you were watching us earlier this year, late last year, when we uploaded the vampire, I think it was about October, maybe even early August or something. You would have seen behind the scenes videos for a short film we're working on regarding it was like a vampire thing. And we had a bunch of like promo stuff go up for that. And we took that down, so you can't find those videos anymore. Because the actual short film we weren't too happy with. Quality wise, we didn't think it was up to standard of our first, and if we said Collective was here, we wanted everything to be going up and up when we upload stuff, and we just felt like we kind of rushed to keep a schedule, and to kind of force content out in that period of time, because we knew we were going away during January, and obviously Christmas and stuff through December is a bit difficult for everybody. So we decided to halt production on that, and then eventually decided to just not upload it at all, which was a decision we didn't take lightly, because we did put a lot of work into it, and we had a few other people who helped us out on it, a few friends. So we can talk about that shoot as well, I guess.
Yeah.
And kind of explain why it went south, and what worked as well.
Yeah.
Just to have something on that, because I know for those who did see those videos and who were maybe wondering where that short was or thought that it looked interesting, we'll just address that just in case, I suppose, instead of leaving everybody in the dark for longer. So yeah, we did that. Then we decided to end that production after a few incidents, and then we had December. We had Christmas and stuff, Christmas break. Then in January, Jamie and Adam went to England to visit family, and myself and another friend went to China, and that was pretty much through all of January. And then when we got back in Feb, at least for me, I had some stuff to do with work. Jamie is the same. And then we just kind of got caught up in that and didn't really find enough time. And also we did have a few concepts bouncing around of like ideas that we wanted to do, but nothing really.
Like we had a script, like
Yeah.
written, like so, like we were going ahead like full steam with ideas, but just unfortunately, I think that played into that as well was what we were writing. Also, like the quality and like demand of like budget and production value would have been a lot higher.
Yeah, we really wanted to try and budget out something so we could make it like the best we could, but the ideas we were writing weren't really into what we could achieve successfully. Like if we had have done the concept that Jamie's talking about is one called Calling All Survivors, and you might have seen that bouncing around. It's been on if you follow Reddit, like any filmmaking Reddit, the screenwriting Reddit, you may have seen it floating around there. It's gotten good feedback, and we will definitely make that eventually. We just need a bigger budget for it because we intended. I don't want to spoil it, but we intended to build sets. And also, if you go on the subreddit now and find the script, you can read it, but don't leak it, please. No spoilers.
Have to get our lawyers onto you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that we're trying to come up with ways to build sets and kind of build kind of post-apocalyptic world inside of like a shipping crate. And I know I spoke to someone that I knew about possible shipping crates that they had. Then we bounced around that idea of kind of either having someone's actual shipping crate or then going to a studio and making our own. But I know with an actual shipping crate, it poses like limitations with space. Obviously, we can't just remove a flat and have more space to shoot things.
That was
So
our idea. We were gonna try and hire out a sound stage and build the interior of the shipping crate with flats, and then that way we can just take the walls out when we needed space to like do dollies and stuff like that, which would have worked really well if we could afford all of that, because we would have to buy the flats, fill this set with like make it look believable, and based on the script and like what Jamie and I have come up with, all of us I suppose have come up with set design. It was very like it's a very cluttered set purposely, so to fill the space realistically would have fucking costed us way too much.
But
and
I
then
think it's still a good challenge.
Yeah, exactly. And then on top of that, it's also hiring out the set itself. Like actually hiring out the soundstage would have just been
a lot of money,
like even more. So yeah, it all adds up. So we kind of, and we're also going to do that for a competition as well, I think, at one stage. So we weren't not making stuff. We were just stuck in pre-production for quite a while with a bunch of different projects up until this point where we have gotten accepted. I don't know if we should talk about this. I guess we can.
If you want, just like briefly go over it.
Yeah.
I'll just briefly mention we got accepted into, because we're from Australia. There's not a lot of film-based grants or like creative grants and stuff like that. So we applied for one, which was a like business course, and eventually will hopefully lead into that at some point, grants and things like that. But we got accepted into it, so that starts soon, and hopefully we can start producing more and get funding for certain projects and eventually lead to sponsor stuff and things like that. So we'll keep you updated on that. It's really early days at the moment, but yeah, this is kind of the start. That was kind of like the catalyst for us to start all of this. So
and I think
give us like that boost to get back into it.
If we go back to the vampire thing, is like that was like the thing that we were creating that, and that took us like I can't remember how long it was, but it
was a long night.
It was after, well, I mean, like hitting all the productions. We didn't just get the whole thing in one day. But straight after the Collector, our first shot, and we put that up, and we got good feedback. And we got some decent views on Facebook and YouTube and things like that. We kind of wanted to go straight back into making the content and making sure that we can keep releasing content as frequently as possible. And we had the vampire idea, which was a good idea, and we wanted to make it. But I think we were probably too focused on releasing content too frequently instead of the quality of it. And we didn't plan it out as much as we did with Collector, and we kind of jumped straight into it.
I think from pre-production to like starting the edit was about half the time that we spent on pre-production on Collector. Collector took, like, I could check exactly how long, but I'm pretty sure it was like maybe a month of pre-production, maybe less.
Yeah.
Or maybe more even. Oh, estimate to about a month. And then I
I'd
think
say a month.
We pretty much started the vampire stuff like a week after we finished Collector.
And Yeah, we didn't expect it to be as hard, I guess, like on the day. But I think it was the main issue was down to just lack of
There
planning.
was a lot of
Um,
stuff went wrong.
like
Like
yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't do any tests,
yeah,
so
yeah,
um,
and like batteries were dying on us constantly.
yeah, it wasn't
Yeah,
didn't go out as planned, but
it was a good lesson for sure on
yeah,
scheduling and you know making
Yeah.
sure that everything's checked before you go in. Because if you don't,
Yeah.
it's just gonna fall apart.
And we also had problems with our sound.
Mm,
We were working with the same guy who did Collector, Lewis, and then he had some stuff he had to do instead. So then we had to try and find someone else. And then that person fell through again. So we just kind of put it in the back pocket for a while until we eventually said, okay, I don't think we should really
mm,
force this to be made. But yeah, maybe we'll revisit it at some point in the future.
yeah.
We'll see.
yeah, it's unfortunate, and we did take down the first episode of Behind the Code. I mean the behind the scenes, behind the code.
Mm,
Um,
Yeah.
for that, it's not deleted; it's just hidden because we don't know what we want to do with it. But yeah, so that's kind of why we've been away, I guess. But now we're coming back. We're starting.
Hmm.
Live streaming
yeah.
is going to be a big thing. And this will be going to YouTube as well on our channel. Um, but I guess that's kind of gone over it. So we can talk about what's coming up, I guess, with Code 3. So now that we've talked
Yeah.
about the things the reason why we haven't been doing it, let's talk about what we've got planned.
Mm,
So we have a script in production. We finished writing it last week, I think,
yeah. Like
or the week
maybe early
before.
last week. Yeah, or the week before, late, like on the
Yeah.
weekend of that. But yeah.
So we're just getting stuff organized for that, locations, actors, and equipment and stuff. But we're planning on hopefully shooting. When did we say? Either the end of this month or early July,
Yeah.
we'll say. So that's when we'll shoot. So expect, I don't know, some sort of behind the scenes or some sort of update video, I suppose, on
Mm,
that. I'm not really too sure what we're going to be releasing before that releases, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know how much to say about it. Should we give like a log line or something?
Um,
I,
yeah,
I want to tease it, but I don't know how much to really
yeah.
say.
I mean, I guess a log line's alright.
Do we even have one?
Um,
All right, well, I'll just make one up. Okay, so essentially, right? We've all seen sleepwalking horror shorts, right?
Mm,
But how many sleep talking horror shorts have you seen, huh?
yeah,
none.
Probably none.
answer that in the chat.
We'll assume none. But anyway, so basically, it's about a woman who sleep talks, and her partner wakes up in the middle of the night, and things go awry naturally as these supernatural horror elements come into play. But we've taken a little bit of a different route
Mm,
with this one, where we've got some cool thematics hidden in, which is a big catalyst for where the story ends.
mm,
But that's all I'll really say. So yeah, don't expect it to be like a generic, like sleep talking horror where the person summons a demon or some shit. Because we took a right turn with this one, and I hope you guys enjoyed as much as we did writing it. So
yeah.
yeah, keep a lookout for that. We'll update. We'll probably put, I guess, maybe follow the Instagram more than
Mm,
the YouTube for now, because that way we can do like photos and teaser
yeah.
videos. Because we want to keep the behind the scenes stuff quality wise like high, but also we want it to be somewhat educational, and we can't really. There's not a lot we can say before we've filmed it. Um,
Mm,
so yeah, after the actual film shoots, the shooting days, we'll start figuring out when we're going to upload the behind the scenes stuff. But it'll be similar to the collector ones, and if you saw the vampire ones, that as well. In the same vein of those, where we've got like the behind the scenes videos, but there'll be a few in different roles. Like we're going to do production design one separate, will be a separate video. I think we'll do an editing one and a writing one, and then just the big all together on the day, like actual day shooting, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing now. Aside from that, we're going to do more videos like this, podcast type stuff, discussing different topics and things like that. So
Yeah, so pretty much we're just going to try and keep releasing as much content as possible from now on. And
yeah,
I think I already said, but this will be on YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube, this is also live streamed on Twitch. Check us out at Code 3 Films. The link will be in the description and all that. So I think that kind of wraps it up for the where we've been video.
Yeah. So hopefully that covers enough. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment and stuff. We'll answer them all. But yeah, I hope you're as excited as we are, because we want to make some cool stuff and start getting some
Feels
content
good
out.
to get back into it.
Yeah.
Back into the groove.
Yeah. So we'll take a break. We'll take a break. We'll take a break now, and once we come back, for all you viewers watching us on Twitch television, we'll be back, and we're talking about some things that are happening. So we'll be talking about Swamp Thing, Child's Play. We're going to do a little reaction of that. State of the horror genre.
Whoa.
Brightburn.
Oh.
And we'll also wrap it up with a bit of E3, because we are gamers.
Oh yeah.
Aren't we, boys? We're gamers.
Gamers rise.
Gamers rise.
And gamers rise. All right, so we'll be right back. So thank you for staying with us on that break. We had our engineers behind the stage setting up the next part of the podcast. So now we're talking about, we're just having banter with the boys now.
Yeah.
We're talking all things.
Yeah.
Horror, film, television, E3.
Mm-hmm.
E3 weekend started. When did it start? Yesterday or today?
Yesterday.
Last night?
Yesterday was E3. I mean E3 EA.
Oh, it started Wednesday. Holy shit.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, no, what the fuck? It says Wednesday
It's
the
probably
12th. It's already started.
Yeah. I think it probably was like people could play like at actual E3. Like people coming in and playing stuff. But yeah.
Fair enough. Anyway, E3.
Yeah.
But before E3.
Ooh.
I want to start off.
Oh, Jamie wants to start it.
If I may.
Sure.
Talking about Child's Play.
Ooh.
Now, I know this is somewhat of a heated
controversial
conversation between Adam and I at home have been bickering about it. I feel that it may be a flop in my eyes, but Adam has some faith. Ryan, how do you feel?
I'm indifferent.
So I've been proving a point, and I will prove my point now.
Wait, actually, before you do that, let's have the history of Chucky within the three of us.
Oh.
So you're a pretty big Chucky fan, at least of the old films. You too.
Yeah.
I am as well. I did really like the original Child's Play, not this one.
I'm a fan of all of them. I know people didn't like Seed of Chucky when they introduced
I didn't mind it.
Nah, like at that point, I saw Child's Play as like, it's fun. It's not meant to be like, it's not like, it stopped being a horror, and it was more.
To be fair, it's not the worst of the sequels for like those old horror films.
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw 2.
Yeah. Rest in peace to everybody.
And I'm saying that as a huge fan of the original.
Yeah,
Texas Chainsaw is one of my favorite of those like 3-4 cult horrors. But yeah, for you, Even when what was the last one called? The
The
Cult.
Cult.
Yeah, Cult of
Like, did
Chucky.
you like that one?
I thought it was fun.
Yeah,
I don't
What
think it
did it
was
get?
great. Probably got
I,
pretty low rating. I feel
Yeah,
like
I'd say so.
the writers and the directors of Chucky, they're kind of just having fun with it now.
yeah.
Mm,
Um,
I think it plays out the same way that um, Evil Within. I mean, not Evil Within. That's the game. Evil Dead played out. Evil Dead started off as somewhat of a horror film, and then over time got more comedic, and
yeah.
then people dropped off, and but you just kind of stick with the character. Like Ash Williams, I kind of stuck with that because I enjoyed the character. I know people didn't like Army of Darkness and Ash vs Evil Dead, Adam. Uh, but
That's another topic.
yeah, I just kind of stuck with it because I like Chucky. I like that character. Kind of anything he does, I'm just down to watch.
yeah, for me, it's like it comes down to slashes. Um,
Mm.
if it kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like one of those things if you like slashes or not, and what you like in a slasher film. And for me, I like slasher films, but I'm not a massive fan of when they just have a villain that goes around killing people. It's not that interesting to me unless the kills are, really cool.
Mm.
Like, if I was to take an example, it would be the latest Halloween film. Um, the cinematography and that and everything was great, but for me, just watching Michael Myers walking around killing people again, it
Gotcha.
didn't. I don't know. It didn't. I don't know. I felt disappointed in the end, and I think,
So
um,
did I.
yeah, and I think that's why I kind of like Friday the 13th and Chucky specifically, is because those slasher villains have a lot of character to them, and they can get away with not just on their kills. Like, they bring a lot of character to it. And I guess
Mm,
but that's kind of the thing with slashers, right? If you have too much character in your slasher, maybe it takes away from the slasher element of it. Like with Jason and all that, it's creepy because he doesn't say anything. He's just this monster that
yeah.
lurks in
I
the
think
background.
I think and they also did that really well with Texas Chainsaw because like Leatherface doesn't say a word, and
Mm.
same with Jason as well. But especially in the original ones, when you have those like little subtle character traits. Like for example, a big example is in Texas Chainsaw, where he has the different masks. Like
Mm,
you can learn a little bit about what he's like, what his personality is like by how how he
Mm.
looks. Like with how he wears like the weird female mask with like the makeup and shit
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
like to
yeah.
put on himself. It's like it opens more questions with his character with why
Mm.
is he made that look like that specifically?
Yeah.
And then when they explained it, I can't remember. I don't think they explained that mask specifically, but they explained if you watch what was that prequel called again?
Well,
Leatherface, just
yeah,
Leatherface,
it was
yeah.
just Leatherface. Yeah.
They like did a whole prequel about him when he was like a normal kid, and then
Mm.
it wasn't the worst. Didn't I actually didn't hate it, but it
Mm.
was it really it they didn't really understand the character that well.
Mm.
Um, and then when they explained it all, it was like, oh, I feel like you're always going to be underwhelmed
Yeah,
if
for
you
sure.
explain something like that.
Yeah, but like going back to Child's Play, I think my main issue is just like I guess it's a little different to Nightmare on Elm Street, but you have Robert Englund. Like use him if you're gonna do another Nightmare on Elm Street. I get he's a little older,
they can't.
Mm.
He's too old
but
now.
it's like you're gonna get backlash from that, and that's what happened. And with Child's Play, this is the exact same thing. And I know
But this
people
time they
like
got Mark Hamill though. Like I feel like they know that going into this one, and we're like, okay, well, we can't if we replace him with someone who's like super likable. Maybe everyone
yeah,
will be like, ah, well, I can't really hate Mark Hamill, but it's not the original still.
and this goes into my point that I was telling Adam about is that I love Mark Hamill, love him to death. He's great as a Joker. He's a god, but he's just gonna be just Chucky with the Joker's voice, and
Mm.
that leads me into this clip I'm gonna
Ooh.
show you too.
Is
Right.
that is
So we
that just
have
a thing where you got to get rid of the fact that Mark Hamill did the Joker? Like he is the best Joker,
Yeah, but
but he can
like
do more than that.
Yeah, but
Like that's just his voice that he puts on.
Yeah, but
Like that's just his voice that he puts on.
Clip.
All right, well,
let's
I
watch-
got to figure out how we're
watch the
doing
clip.
this.
So we have a clip. We're gonna watch the. When did this come out? This came out June 4th. So Jamie watched this last week when it came out, and we've been holding off. Adam and I haven't seen it, but we've been holding off on it to watch it live.
Well,
I
like it. I know that it does sound.
The first line was good. The first line was good. It's like just a laugh, and like he just breaks in and out.
The laugh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, like
it's just,
it is like the Joker, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think that voice suits the character. You know, it does sound similar to what it used to sound like. Would we get any better than that if they were to remake this with someone else?
Probably not.
Yeah. Get Brad Dourif.
Oh, Jamie knows all.
Someone else besides the original. besides Brad. The thing, I'm so confused as to what's actually happening. Like, how is he talking through other things?
It seems like...
Is it Wi-Fi?
Going off the trailers,
like
it seems like...
He's in the Wi-Fi, dude.
Yeah, it's got to do with, like, it's a smart doll, right? It's the future. It's a smart doll. It's connected to your phone through an app, and then it's obviously taking control of other devices.
Yeah, see, I don't really like that.
Yeah.
Too much.
It's when they released that photo, like, you know, when nothing was shown yet of Child's Play, they released that photo of Chucky for the first time with like the sword, like his like kitchen knife.
Sword.
No, sword. His kitchen knife.
Yeah.
And he's like big bulging blue eye. It got like so much backlash. Like I'm seeing all these Twitter posts here, and it's just like there's no Don Mancini, the director of basically every Child's Play. He's not involved at all. He's disowned it, if anything. He put up a tweet saying, "This is all I have to say about that subject." It was a photo of Mariah Carey with a sign saying, "I don't know her." Basically, just disowning.
Oh, he did. Jesus.
Yeah, he did that.
I didn't know that.
And then someone tweeted out, "So here's a look at the new Chucky from that remake Child Play no one asked for. Not being voiced by Brad Dourif, no involvement of Don Mancini, with the original franchise still going strong. I ask why." And I asked that as well.
Yeah, but you also asked that for It.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I don't have an issue. It was like Tim Curry, but that was done like way back then, where it's still Child's Play is still going today.
When did it come out? It probably came out about the same time, didn't it?
No, I mean like the original. It like Tim Curry, yeah, he's iconic about it, but it's not a franchise where he's done it for years and years and years.
Yeah,
that's why everyone was up in arms about what's his name?
And also,
Freddy.
Before it came out, there weren't any remakes like that were good. Like it was always bad for the most part. Like what was the one before it? Was probably there's probably one I'm forgetting, but I'm going to assume it was the Nightmare on Elm Street. There's probably one after. But as in like one of those like the big old horror 80s or 70s horror films.
Yeah.
Like they've had always been garbage prior to it. Like it was to have to be doubtful about it wasn't like I don't think it was that uncommon. I think it was a huge surprise by how good it was.
You look at the director behind this new Child's Play.
I haven't actually seen anything about it.
Well, that's the thing. He's only done one feature film and 3 short films. So he did a short film called Polaroid, which I watched, and it was actually really good. Yeah.
Is that what they're like?
It's the 2 girls. Nah, I don't believe so.
Is it like? Do they have this weird house? It's like this weird back house.
No, it's like they're like moving in.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 girls, and they go into like the attic, and it was a short film. It worked out. You know, it was all good, and then
is the one
it got adapted.
See time or something? It like sees into the future.
No, do you remember that trailer that came out? We take the Polaroid photo and they look at it and they try to burn it, but then the girl starts to ignite on fire.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was the feature film that got made into it from the short. And like, it's just I think that's all he's really done, is that Polaroid feature film, which didn't really get that good of reviews. And then the rest are short films, so it makes me question.
Yeah, I was thinking of a different film.
But yeah,
I don't remember what that was even called. Did you watch that movie, Polaroid?
I didn't watch the movie, but I watched the short. But I was going off online reviews from the feature film version.
Yeah, I
like,
mean that didn't look the
so-
best, but
I thought it fell into like the same category as like kind of throwaway horrors, like
mhm.
Lights Out and Unfriended or Truth or Dare or something like that.
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah.
Who's
So-
who's writing it? Is he writing it too?
I'm not sure actually.
Tyler Burton Smith, based.
I
He's
know the
done.
producers are it. Oh, who done it. So
What the hell? This
Yeah,
guy
it-
wrote. Um, this guy wrote Sleeping Dogs.
Mm.
Additional writing only. Same with another game called Quantum Break. I'm not sure what that is.
it's a Microsoft
The game. Oh yeah.
Oh, was it bad? Well, he did additional writing in Sleeping Dogs and Quantum Break. Sleeping Dogs is amazing.
Yeah, Sleep Dogs is good.
But this is his first feature. It's
Yeah.
weird that they're using people who haven't done anything. Like
I
what
think it's
production
cool.
company?
Yeah,
it is cool.
I said like I did some examples. I think the guy who made Lights Out, who did the short film,
Yeah.
then it got adapted. The feature wasn't that amazing, I don't think.
Lights
but then
Out.
yeah,
David Sandberg.
yeah. But then he went on to do great things like Shazam.
He's cool. He's really good
Yeah.
at. Yeah, he's really cool. Well,
The only-
Lights Out was his first feature. So
Yeah.
I watched there's a podcast that actually I don't think it's a podcast. I think it's like an interview or something that Film Riot did
Mm,
with him. They were like
Mm.
talking about Lights Out, and he was like talking about how he went from making short films with his wife, like just the two of them, to having a full crew and stuff. And
Yeah.
he was like trying to do the shots himself, and then like the
Yeah,
producers and stuff had to come in and be like, oh, we have really good DPs, like they can literally do everything, but it's going to
still
take
in like the
time to set up.
mentality. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was saying that. So for him, you can't really
Yeah, I get what you mean.
like the
Like-
movie wasn't the best, Lights Out, the feature, but I respect that he's come from short films to a feature, and I know that how fucking hard that probably was. So
and it's could be the same for Lars. Like with the Lights Out thing, he maybe had a miss with Lights Out, but then went on to do great things. It could be the same with Lars.
Yeah.
He had a miss with Polaroid, could go on and make a really great Child's Play. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it right now. I'm kind of scarred from previous reboots.
I don't know, just going off the trailers.
I just remember.
But like I have hopes for it.
Mm.
I want it to be good. I think Mark Hamill will do a good job.
He'll do better than anyone I could know of. Like Ryan said,
Yeah.
like I couldn't imagine a replacement other than Mark Hamill.
Yeah, and I think the whole twist with like taking on the whole smart doll thing, I think I don't really mind it because it is, back when Child's Play first came out, it was targeting dolls, and that was a big thing back then. Where now it's got to target, it's like
Whole
when
new
we make our
audience,
shorts, right? We
technology, yeah.
always want to target a specific type of people,
Yeah.
like an audience.
It makes sense. Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
His face is. I'm just going through the IMDb photos. His head looks so weird.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the look. Like I can't remember what the photo was, but he had like a big gaping smile with like big bulgy red eyes, and like
Look at this. I'm sending a photo in the Discord. Put that up on the stream, if you can. Look at that. Look at his head.
Yeah.
It looks so weird.
And I can't remember what the other one was, but
Wait, I've got another one. Wait, hang on. Look at this one.
yeah, it's just like
Is that
they all
one
look.
you were talking about? The smile?
Yeah, it was kind of the same.
Oh.
Like they all look so like different.
It
like
just looks.
The one I sent looks CG.
Is it CG? Is it?
Yeah,
I think it's a bit of both.
The eyes are
Yeah.
100% CG.
I think they did a
Yeah.
behind the scenes thing or whatever it was, and it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Why do they change it so much? Like it just. It's
I
so
love
weird,
Chucky's look in the end of like the previous ones.
it at least from the screenshots, it looks like it pops in and out of CG. And if it does that in the actual film, it's gonna look so weird.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's early I don't know. Maybe it's like early stills. I don't know.
It's super hard to tell with these kind of
Yeah.
reboots. That's my favorite look at Chucky. You know, when he's kind of slashing his right eye, is like kind of caved in.
Yeah, but it might get like that in the film, you know. And you'll be
And
like, oh,
I
I like
also-
him now.
That's what they did with that. The first, what was it? It was called a cult. It was with Brad Dourif's daughter in the mansion house.
The curse.
Yeah, and remember how he looked like kind of just
Yeah.
plain again? But spoilers if you haven't seen it. Have you seen this, Brian?
I've seen it a while ago.
Yeah. Well, it becomes that, and I was like, okay, I love it.
Mm.
So if he does that in the
that's all
film,
it's got
I'll
to do
love
in
it.
the new one. Yeah.
Oh, but it's not Brad Dourif, so I'll hold off.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I think it might be right. I bet it will probably in the ranking or the ratings or whatever. I reckon it will probably be around a 6 or a
Yeah, I was
5.
gonna say the same.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be awful, but it won't be anything. It won't be like how good it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was amazing. One of the best horror films I've seen like past decade.
Yeah, for sure.
Easy. Man is a god. Could do no wrong. But like finish it off. I'm excited about the TV show. I've heard
Yeah, I
nothing
was gonna
like
say, like, who's
yeah.
involved in that? Is it?
Well, it's all the original. Like Brad Dourif's involved. Don Mancini
I don't
is
get
What's it
how you can be
called?
excited for that and not the film.
because
You
I know
saw
that
the ending of
Don
the last film.
Don Mancini's taken it. Brad Dourif's in there.
That's all you need. Even if the story's not
Yes.
that great, as long as it's the voice actor, it's
If you can get through Cult, you can get through anything.
Carl. I don't know. It's weird that you can be excited for the show, but not that the film coming up. Because from what we've seen of the show,
I'm not like not excited, but I'm like I hate it. It's just like I'm less, you know,
Chucky's not even
I'm less.
like, isn't it like in some other? I can't remember exactly, but
No, it kind of goes like from what they haven't released much, but it's only that Brad and Don are both working on it, and because it's a TV show, they're having a deeper look into Charles Lee Ray, his backstory, and Chucky about like the magic that's involved with it, and kind of going more into that. So yeah, kind of giving a bit of backstory to it, which I'm fine with giving backstory to that kind of stuff, but not to like Jason or something. Like go the mum thing, but that's as far as you want to go.
Jason's
And
backstory's not even that interesting.
yeah, and Freddy. I know they really goofed it up towards the end, but yeah, that's all I got to say about Child's Play.
I think with the backstory thing, it's always like the wanting to know is more it will always be better. Like 99% of the time, always be better than actually knowing.
Yeah,
Like you might think you want to know, and then be excited that they're going to explain this, but then it's pretty much all the time they do that. You always get disappointed because it's always the wanting to know rather than the actual knowing.
Yeah,
But I don't know. People like things wrapped in tightly in bows these days, so I don't know.
You never know. So yeah,
We'll see how it is when it comes out. I guess it's not too long now.
Next week it comes out.
Next week.
Is it?
Yep, mid next week, I think. Fairly sure.
19th of June. 9 days. Next Wednesday.
There you go. Exciting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, if you've just
Child's
joined,
Play.
that we were talking about Child's Play. Gotta keep them all up to date, you know. So that's that. Do we want to talk about a bit of Swamp Thing?
Swamp Thing. I still haven't seen it actually.
You haven't seen it?
I didn't watch it because it was. Yeah, I forgot. But I'll let you guys take the lead on this.
Well, first I want to start off by saying I'm pissed because as soon as I heard Swamp Thing was like being made and that James Wan was one of the producers, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That he was behind it.
Producer.
And you're like, oh god, like they're doing a bit of horror in this. Like I had a lot of hope, and I watched the first episode, and I was like, it was amazing. It was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Especially, like, I don't want to throw shade, but especially come from DC.
Well, their TV series they've all been pretty damn good. Doom Patrol is amazing.
Yeah, Doom Patrol, yeah. So they're on the up and up.
They are
but
rising.
But yeah, they've kind of shut the foot off with this. Like
I've been
I'm
trying
still
to
kind of
find out why. I've been trying
yeah.
to, like, so many sources keep saying different things, but like the biggest one I can find is the funding thing.
Well, it
But
seems like
still, I don't get why DC wouldn't have just funded it themselves.
James Wan came out and like someone asked him about it, and like this is what he's quoted to say. Said, "I don't really know or understand why Swamp Thing was cancelled, but I can tell you this: all the cast and crew and producing writing team poured their hearts into this. Really proud of everyone's hard work. Go watch episode 2 and immortalize these 10 episodes. Swampy deserves it." So even James Wan is somewhat confused.
Swampy. If your executive producer is confused,
It's not,
something's going wrong.
Yeah.
and apparently it's like it's to do with the money. Apparently the streaming service, it's being reevaluated. Apparently,
I heard that DC weren't sure. I didn't get why they would have greenlit the project in the first
yeah,
place. And then I
it
heard something
sucks.
about where they were filming. I think I'm not sure of how accurate this is, but I'm pretty sure they were filming somewhere in Missouri or
Mm.
something like that. So the state were giving them funding, and something got lost in translation or something, and it had something to do with funding wise is why they stopped it. I think I honestly have no clue because everywhere is saying different things. But that
Yeah,
was the first one I read when it came out. Um, it's just so weird that,
it sucks,
like,
man.
It's
Like,
from
yeah,
watching it, you can tell that they actually put a lot of effort into it.
oh yeah,
Um, the CGI and the practical effects in it are awesome. Like
yeah.
I remember you telling me, Jamie, that it gave you like the Thing vibes.
Yeah, I finished watching it and I basically like jolted up to Adam's room and I was like, "Oh man, this is amazing! Like you got to see it. Like it's like the Thing. It's like the Thing vibes. It's so good. Like horror wise, visuals were actually really good. I was just like completely blown away by it.
Yeah,
it was
and
so. This is the first time I've ever seen a show be cancelled after one episode airs, and also it did well.
Exactly.
Like
But
I
maybe
saw, it came out, and I saw everyone was like, "Holy shit! Like this is actually really good." It's
yeah,
got like almost 9 out of 10 on IMDb.
yeah,
Like heaps of people saying the DC Swamp Thing, it might actually be that, and Doom Patrol is like one of the reasons to buy the streaming service. And I was like, oh shit, like Swampy's doing good. And then the next day, Swampy got cancelled.
yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
And
yeah,
I
It's
was
been one
worried
episode.
because like I thought it was like they just gave us one episode and that was it.
So did I. That's it. All click, like a lot of articles started clickbaiting it, saying like cancelled
Yeah,
after one episode. I was like, okay, well they did make 10.
yeah, yeah,
So what's happening with those? But they're all coming out, I think, right?
yeah. They are. Apparently, it was meant to be
On
13 episodes, but it got cut down to
Yeah.
10.
Then I read that too. DC Universe were talking with the producers and said we want to cut it down to 10 episodes after they had filmed it.
Yeah,
And they were like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, I
it
don't know. Weird.
it sucks, man. I'm like looking at all this like concept art for it, and it's like I could imagine where the show's going. Like, I'm not gonna say like the ending to episode 1, but it's like it kicks off, and like I said to Adam, I said to you guys, it's like being blue balled, man. It's
yeah.
like you
Blue
get
ball
something really
hard.
good, and they just snatch it away from you.
There's definitely
What's
a lot of
the
like mystery like going on, which is awesome.
Oh yeah,
Like you want to find out more. Um,
mm.
mm,
and if it was cut off on episode one, it would be so
It'd be the
yeah.
worst thing ever.
But
But
yeah, it's strange. I'm hoping maybe they I don't know. I don't know if they ever will, but hopefully they kind of reevaluate it or whatever they said they're doing and then release a season 2 at some point.
yeah,
But
well,
it's weird that they've straight up said it's cancelled. I swear would. I don't know. It's weird. I swear this is doing better than Titans, and that's renewed for season 2. Unless I guess not.
maybe it
I
is
don't
the
know.
budget thing because
it does look like it was expensive to make.
oh yeah, yeah, like the CGI like looks good. It
Yeah.
doesn't look
And
like
the
super
set
fake.
and everything like
Oh yeah,
costume, like
yeah.
it does look like a lot of money has been thrown into this. Um,
Yeah. So
Like
why would they cancel it? They don't. They didn't have faith in their own product.
I'm only thinking it's like the power of the people to be like these 10 episodes are amazing. If you cut this, burn DC down, and then like okay, we'll give you a season 2.
I would say we'll all unsubscribe from DC Universe, but it's not even available in Australia. So
Yeah. So
So how we watch it?
don't.
uh,
We know a guy.
yeah.
Hey, look, I said when I watched the first few episodes of Doom Patrol, I always said if DC Universe if it was available in Australia, I would get it because of Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
But we just can't. We've got to watch it on from another guy.
Yeah.
From
Yeah,
our mate
so
at DC.
we know a guy that works at DC.
Old mate.
Sends
Oh,
them
mate,
over
yeah.
on DVD.
You sent him in the mail.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still excited to finish. I don't know. It's kind of like a thing that's like, do I want to watch it and get invested and be like, hell yeah, this is sick, and then just be like, okay, and there's no more of this.
Yeah.
Sweet. But I'll probably end up watching all of it. So it sucks, but it's amazing so far.
I feel like if there's enough people that watch it and they get the money, like enough money, I think they could
Yeah,
easily
yeah.
bring a season 2.
Mm.
The problem is that everyone thinks, they assume DC shows are going to be crap, so they don't watch it, and then they meme about it online, and that just reinforces that mentality. So that kind of sucks. Like if you see like stuff on IGN or whatever about Swamp Thing being cancelled, it's always people like laughing about it and saying, "Oh, it's another one to add to the collection," or all that kind of crap. Um, but hopefully that doesn't stop the amount of viewership it
Yeah.
gets too much.
Hopefully, when it all comes out, people realize and try and kick up a storm.
I reckon Marvel should just buy it.
No,
Just buy
Marvel
Swamp
stay
Thing.
away from it. They'll make it all kid friendly.
Yeah, like they do with
We don't want
Punisher.
that. Yeah.
Shut up,
What
kid. You
happened
don't
to
know.
Punisher?
They have stayed true. They have stayed true to
They
the
have
characters.
stayed true. Yeah, okay.
they're not
Punisher was good, but cancelled. All the good shows they get cancelled.
I don't know why, because they cancelled all their stuff as well, right? Luke Cage and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did.
all of it.
Yeah, it's
Daredevil
really weird.
gone. But yeah,
Anyway,
Swampo.
Swamp Thing.
R.I.P.
10 out of 10.
Swampo, mate. Rip
It's
Swampo.
great. You should definitely watch it. If you like horror,
Yeah.
and thriller and all that kind of crap, it is good, and hopefully it can get a season 2. Looking unlikely though, but watch it anyway.
Hashtag live Swampo.
Yeah. Live Swampo.
Live
Put
Swampo.
that in the chat.
We just get a Live Swampo in the chat.
Okay. We'll talk about Brightburn.
Let's go.
So
I think we had different.
Let's get our opinions. We'll go Jamie, Ryan, then me.
Gosh, I'm trying to remember. I remember finishing it and feeling a little bit underwhelmed. As far as like story and just kind of making sense of it all. I did enjoy it when the kid turned evil and stuff. Like that was all good. But I don't know. It just kind of left me feeling weird, story-wise, pacing-wise. I enjoyed like the acting was great.
This will be spoiler free, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I reckon it has to be.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I just kind of left feeling meh. But I don't know. Meh.
That's his review. Meh. Okay, Ryan, what do you reckon?
I really liked it. I liked it a lot, actually. But only because I was really excited for it because I really like that storyline, that take on Superman, which you might assume is original, but it's not actually. It's been done a few times, but only in comics. It's never been done in film before, from what I can tell. Oh, Chronicle, I suppose, which is a lot better. I recommend watching Chronicle if you haven't seen it. But like specifically the Superman, I've been getting into Superman a lot. I read American Alien and loved that. Ultraman as well is good. So I had a lot of like background on the concept Brightburn was trying to make into film. and I really liked that it was like these. James Gunn was involved; he was producing it, but it's his. I think his brother and his cousin wrote and directed it, and they all self-produced it. So I think it was made by like, I think it was about 12 million max to make. So they got like funded. I can't remember who it was from, but it was there was so many studio logos at the start.
Oh
I don't know
yeah.
if you noticed that, but there's heaps. So I
Yeah.
guess they got funded by like a bunch of different places, but it budgeting wise, it looks a lot more expensive than it
Yeah,
was.
I get that.
Because I remember when it finished, I was like, holy shit, that actually looked really damn good.
Mm.
Um, when I found out of like how small the actual budget was. But yeah, with like a bunch of background on Superman and the like deconstruction of superheroes is what this genre is called. I really was excited for it, and I really liked most of it. I do agree with the story problems. There's some writing problems too. That's like really. And James Gunn is like, I don't know if he wrote. Did he write Guardians, or did he just direct?
I think he directed.
Like, I mean, even if he didn't write it, he knows he's done bigger superhero stuff. Like,
Yeah.
surely he'd be to his brother. Come on, like, get rid of this exposition, dude. It's too obvious.
Mm.
But I don't know. Overall, though, I really, really liked it. I, um, I was pretty obsessed with it for a while. It was really cool. The horror stuff worked really well. Pacing was a bit weird. Act one pacing was like really quick to get into it. I know why they did that, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like they might have misinterpreted their audience a little bit
Mm.
because
Like,
I think they might have assumed, especially with marketing, I think they assumed that it was like no one really cares about this character development. They just want to see him killing people, which all that horror and killing was like, without spoilers, is really fucking cool.
oh yeah,
Like it's
especially
awesome
that,
as,
especially one
especially
of
that.
them.
There was some where I remember sitting there and I was like, oh, I really hope they do this. I did I think about 3 times and they did it and I was like, holy shit, yes.
Yeah, like they don't
So
hold
good.
back when they go for it.
Yeah,
Which
no,
is
they
good.
didn't. They really didn't.
Yeah.
It was just getting to that point that was a bit rushed.
Mm.
Some writing, some clunky writing moments. Acting was really good. I actually really liked Elizabeth Banks and the
Oh
dad.
yeah,
I forget the
yeah,
dad's name. And also the fucking kid. Brandon was like, all the acting was really damn good.
yeah.
David Denman was the
Yeah,
dad.
that's it. Yeah.
But Elizabeth
Jackson
Banks
Dunn.
really, at least for me, her and Brandon's Jackson Dunn is the kid's actor's name. Them two together, most of their scenes was like really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, I guess that's my thoughts on it.
Just quickly add, I think this counts for you, Adam, as well. I'm not sure, but I think I went in expecting more than I should have thought with like horror wise. Like I don't know why, but maybe I was expecting like some sort of Insidious style, or just
Yeah,
like more of like a creepy atmospheric thing. I don't know. Like so, maybe that played in a part of me just misinterpreting marketing or something. I don't know.
well, that happened with I don't know. Did you watch that movie? What is it? What's it called? It Comes at Night. Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
The Red
fucking
Door and all
love
that.
that movie.
Yeah, that was good. I liked it.
Yeah, because I had the same problem. It marketed as
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
horror, like a monster horror, and then it came out and it was more of like a mystery
Mm,
and like survival mystery.
yeah.
Like I still found it pretty scary at some points,
Mm.
but yeah, marketing really screwed that movie up pretty hard. And it's a fucking good movie too, so it's kind of shame. Anyway, Adam.
For me, the main issues. I'm trying to remember what I said after I watched it, but it was. Um, I think my main issue was that I didn't uh, connect too well to. I think it was the. Yeah, actually, that's. It was. I think I felt like they rushed the character a bit too much.
They
Um,
did, yeah.
it was. It
Right.
did go straight into it, which is kind of cool, but like I just feel like some of the things, like some of the choices that he made were so sudden and changed so quickly, and were out of nowhere. Like he went from being like a normal kid to just all of a sudden going straight up evil. And like you could say like maybe that's because, when I can't really say anything, can I? But like after he does, once he,
I think you can say that. It's in the trailers.
yeah, once he contacts a certain thing, he starts to like you could say that that's maybe what turned him evil. And
I
I'm
thought that
guessing
too
that's
because I don't think this is a spoiler, but um, I think they cover it in the trailer. Well, have you seen fucking Superman? You know, if you know, you know. But it's basically Superman origin, but he turns bad instead of good. When he finds out where he's from, not Earth, instead of turning good, he turns bad. And they really he's like, oh, okay, I'm bad.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly.
Destroy the Earth.
It was like that.
Kill them all.
It's now destroy the Earth.
Kill them all. Yeah, it was pretty quick. I also really wish they had more of I mean, they didn't really do it much in Man of Steel, but if you've read American Alien, in that it covers Clark when he's like a young kid and he first finds out that he's like this alien fucking like god creature. And it's like him as a human coming into terms with that, but also he's like a kid who goes to school and he's learning how to fly. He comes home from school and tries to learn how to fly. Like I really wish they had stuff like that where he was like trying to learn how to use his powers because you never see him do that. He just fucking does it.
Yeah.
Like when did he learn how to fly?
Yeah.
He just looks at this thing, it's like flashes red, and he's like, all right, now I can do anything.
Pretty much.
I think it was a cool concept, maybe like the film. One big concept.
I don't think it would have been. Well, I mean, I don't know, but I'm assuming if they just had like shots of him learning how to fly, or maybe making the costume, stuff like behind the scenes stuff where it slowed it down a bit, it could have done a lot to add some of that.
But I guess you got to play into the story of like the parents are trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah, like I wish they had. I wish when he found out, they like in American Alien, they find out. His parents find out the same time he does.
Oh, okay.
Well, like the parents know, and then he finds out, and they're like, okay, yeah, like, well, let's do everything we can to make sure you use this for good, and like make sure you learn how to do it safely. They're like when he tries to learn how to fly, I think there's one part where he's like a baby, or I think he's like a toddler or something, and he like starts floating up in the air. And Martha like grabs onto him and is like, "Oh, oh shit!" Like,
come down here.
Come back here.
Like something like that would have just been great. Where like the parents were trying to teach like him how to use his powers, but they obviously have no idea how it works either. Yeah. So it's just this like family moment of them together. Would have been more. Would have been a bit more devastating later on when he, no spoilers, but when obviously he turns evil and their son isn't who they thought he was.
I think the chemistry between the parents was pretty good.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
and
they were really good.
Yeah, and them having to deal with having a child that is evil.
Yeah,
but
especially the mom like not believing it. Like that was so good.
Yeah, but
I think the dad's friend was a good comedic relief as well.
Oh yeah,
especially
what film? He was off something else. I can't remember what it was.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of the drug dealer dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Maybe we gotta rewatch it again or something and just.
I want to rewatch Bribe. I want to rewatch it too.
Yeah.
But there's some fucking good like the act 2 and 3.
Oh yeah. When it kicked off, I was all for it.
Yeah, it's just getting to that point was a bit down. I don't know.
But, yeah.
Other than that, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. And it was interesting. It was unique. It was like refreshing to see.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it before.
We don't get many original horror stuff these days. It's always like we were talking about earlier, reboots and stuff like that.
Reboots or sequels?
Reboot to
Or
sequels
universes.
or prequels or universes. Annabelle 20.
Give us a Nun. Yeah, Nun 50.
The Nun 2. The Nun. Nun harder.
Give us a Rambo, huh?
Rambo.
Just to quickly
Holy
go off of
shit.
it. Rambo. Old country road song. I don't want to go into, but
he's in the Ram Ranch.
Ram Ranch. Rambo Ranch.
They literally play whatever that song is, Old Town Road.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do they actually?
Trailer.
Yeah, it's
Oh
trailer.
my god.
And you just know at this point, just hang it up, man. Like, you're literally just using Rambo as a marketing ploy to get people to sit in chairs. There's no passion at all. I'm already calling it right now. It's going to get a 20% Rotten Tomatoes.
Imagine if it's like amazing. Anyway, I don't want to talk about Rambo.
No, neither.
I don't even want to look at that fucking muppet of a head.
Okay, well that's that. Do we want to? Like, we were going to talk about the state of horror.
Well, I got one more to just quickly. I forgot about it, but there's a new I think it's Annabelle. I think it's that franchise. There's a new Annabelle coming out. Have you guys seen the trailer for that?
No.
I have, yeah.
I don't know if you want to watch it, but
we can watch it. Yeah. Is it Comes Home?
Yeah. Yeah. And I can't remember who I was saying to, but I actually said Annabelle 1. Oof. Shocking.
Garbage.
Like shockingly bad.
There it is. I've sent the link. So.
Second one, which is actually directed by what's his name?
Sandberg.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, great. So much
Scary.
better than the first one. Yeah.
The Under the Stairs part.
Yeah, exactly. I remember we talked about the Under the Stairs clip for ages.
Google that because that shit's fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. And then I saw this one. I was like, it actually looks pretty good. So let's give it a watch. Adam, you got it on?
Yep.
Who's that bit?
How many people are under there?
But yeah, I saw that and I was like, wow. That
right,
that actually has some. I have some hope for that.
Have some spook.
Ed and what's
Lorraine
Warren are in it. It seems like a fair bit. Like they're there at the beginning, and obviously they go away, and then they'll come back at some point. So they're in it, so that's giving me hope. There seems to be a lot more going on. Like instead of having one focused point on the doll, it's kind of like utilizing everything in that room. We've always seen that in like The Conjuring. Yeah, we always see these things on like the shelves in the Conjuring films and everything, but now we get to see like what some of them do. I like the idea of the Sharon thing with the coins in the eyes, like carrying the dead.
Oh yeah. Is that what that was?
Yeah. So that would be sick. And yeah, like seems like Annabelle series is on the up and up. I can't really say it for the Nun. Well, maybe we don't know. The first one was
big nuns.
Yep, the first one was so. But yeah, I just wanted to go over that one as well. That's coming out soon. That's like 2 weeks.
Is it?
So, yeah, 28th. So on Friday.
I only just saw it. Didn't it just get announced?
Yeah. I only saw it like last week.
Keeping that one on the DL.
So we got a somewhat of a good year for horror. It comes out September, which is I've never been more excited for anything in film. Yeah. Annabelle.
Sponsored by Annabelle.
Annabelle Comes Home.
Check it out, 28th.
There's a comment on that video that's like Annabelle. I'll pull it up again.
Is this with all the titles?
Yeah. Annabelle comes home. Annabelle left home. Annabelle goes to college. Annabelle passed on to university. Gets married, has kids.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
very nice.
Is there any other horror films coming out?
I think so. No.
Not that I can remember.
Rambo.
I mean, it will be a horror film.
So is that what we meant by like state of horror? Or
we kind of went over it with like.
Yeah. It was more I think we had this discussion a few years ago actually about the state of modern horror before it came out, where
Mm.
we all agreed that it was just shit. It was
Oh
just
yeah.
garbage, like
Mm.
garbage after garbage. Like those ones you said, what was it? What was that? The shit one?
Which
The Truth or Dare and like all that
oh yeah,
shit.
like Unfriended, Truth or Dare. And there was an Unfriended sequel at some point.
It was just all
Uh,
that shit for
yeah,
years. It
I think
felt like years.
it was like marketing horror films. That's what the horror
Yeah.
genre felt like at one
And they
point.
made them on the smallest budget, and they would make so much money. And then
Yeah.
films like at the time, Chronicle isn't getting a sequel. Well, it is now, but at the time didn't get a sequel.
Mm.
And like the top 5 films were all these like garbage horror films that get rated terribly. The only reason why they make money is because people who of like would be like message their friend group and be like, "Oh, what do you guys want to do on the weekend? Let's go watch a
Mm.
movie. We can just sit there and have a laugh."
Yeah.
Mm.
That's literally it. No one cares about the plot. No one cares about the character. And then the marketers and all these producers figured that out and just started making these like $5 million short,
Exactly.
5 million horror films that made like 100 million.
Mm.
And they just kept doing it because they could, and people kept watching them. And
It's
then
felt like you appreciate, like, I don't know if it's lately or like I'm losing track of time, but like things like The Witch and like Hereditary.
yeah, those wouldn't have come out like
Yeah.
3 years ago when we were talking about this. Like
Yeah.
I saw they were in no like I honestly didn't think we would ever see them ever again.
Yeah.
All these original horror films are fucking gone. It's dead.
Yeah.
It's a dead market. And then It came out, Hereditary came out, like all these
Get out.
The Witch, like Get Out, all these good as ones just
Yeah.
started. I don't know where they came from, but someone put their foot down.
Exactly.
Thank God.
I wonder if there was
'Cause
like maybe it was just a new batch of directors were coming in. Like I
I
don't
don't know,
know
man.
for sure, like because it's kind of hard to say like when did horror films start to get bad and give specific films. But
Mm.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe they were older directors that have already done horror before trying to do it now and it doesn't work out as well. Because I think from most horrors that are coming out now, it's usually newer directors that are
Yeah.
doing these horrors.
Well, The Witch was Robert Eggers, and he didn't make any. I think he's a production designer on more stuff than he's a director.
Mm.
He's just directed short films. The Witch is either his first or second full film, like feature film.
Yeah, maybe we
Um,
just need it fresh
yeah, and Andy as
eyes.
well. He's second, I think,
Mm.
from Mama.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
there might have been one in between, but
And that
like,
was good because he had the push of like Guillermo del Toro.
yeah,
Like he was just like, "Yeah, I'll help you," and
yeah, that was lucky.
yeah, exactly. So
um,
yeah,
these,
it's
yeah,
just
they're good.
it's
Maybe that
so
is
hit and miss.
new wave of horror is looking up.
Oh, I don't know.
Um,
It's
every
like
now and then
we get
we get the
reboots.
old Blair Witch 2.
Yeah,
We
just
get those every
we
now and then, but that are just complete garbage. But then we get a Hereditary and
yeah,
stuff like that. So.
yeah. It's like Pet Cemetery, the new one. I haven't seen it, but I can already tell it's not as good as the original. And going off like,
Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually not bad.
is it? But like my main thing, I remember I
It's not
spoke to
scary.
our friend James. I spoke to him about. I can't remember who it was, but I think it was the main woman's, I think, sister,
Yeah,
like
they
the
pretty
ill
much
one.
got rid of. They changed that completely.
It was the scariest thing I've seen, like in the original. I was terrified of it, and then
Mm.
I heard that it wasn't that good in the new one. And Halloween is an exception. I really liked it. Uh, I like Michael Myers a lot. I
Yeah.
liked the reboot of Friday the 13th.
Hmm.
I think that's the problem with people that don't have a lot of backstory and like don't talk or anything. When they make a remake or a reboot for that, it's not as more like impactful, like negative wise. When you have like really like charismatic characters like Freddy and Chucky, when you completely get rid of the person behind it and try and put in someone new, people are just not accepting of it.
Yeah, it does seem like that. Yeah, that's like a common
Yeah,
factor.
It's
For
always a
sure.
weird thing with reboots. You just never know. That's why, like, when we're talking about Child's Play, I just don't know.
Mm.
But yeah, it seems like horror is definitely, getting better.
Yeah,
Like, there's more thought instead of just making it marketable.
One of the
it does
things as
seem
well
like
is
it.
that it's so hard nowadays to come up with something original as well.
Yeah.
Everything's been done, and obviously, um, to create something more original, you can always take things from others and then change them around, um,
Yeah.
to make your own kind of thing. But to sit there and kind of think of something that's completely original is so hard to do, and it's pretty much, I think you could even say maybe impossible, like nowadays, to come up with something completely original because everything's been done in some
It's
way.
like we had that quote. It was like, there's always like a million ways to do one thing.
Yeah.
And like, going back before about all these marketable films, you can't really blame them. I'm looking at Unfriended, and that budget was $1 million. It made a profit of 63.1 million back.
Yeah, yeah,
It's such easy money to make back because it's so easy to market a horror film.
it is.
Uh,
They don't.
Yeah.
They barely even have to market it because people will just go see it. Like,
Exactly. It's like, oh, they're on Skype and it's a horror film. I'm there.
I never
I
even
use
watched
I use Skype.
that. I use Skype. That's relatable.
So yeah, you get a good ones, a few good ones, a few bad ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like Jigsaw. Just really quick.
I
What do we
liked
think?
Jigsaw.
Yeah, I didn't mind it
I didn't
either.
watch it.
Yeah.
It wasn't the worst, but
Nah,
like it wasn't bad.
I felt like it still worked.
Hmm.
And I think they're getting more as well. More Jigsaw's coming out.
Are they?
Look forward to that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So, I guess that kind of wraps up the whole horror film part.
Hmm.
So we'll do a little bonus
Whoa,
banter. That's what I'm going to call it. Bonus banter.
bonus
Bonus
banter.
anthem. Are we doing Blair Witch?
What?
Oh yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
forgot.
Well, we can segue into bonus banter. We're doing E3 stuff. We can start our E3 stuff with this.
Hey, what was your bonus banter?
The
I'm
bonus
interested.
banter was just to talk about E3.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Yeah.
Well, we can open that. E3 is on, as we mentioned earlier.
Yes, very exciting times.
And I haven't seen this I just sent it. I watched it for like 10 seconds and sent it like about an hour before we started doing this. For some reason, I have no idea why this is a thing, but Blair Witch, the game, is a first person, story driven,
Yes.
psychological horror based on the cinematic lore of the Blair Witch.
Yes.
Top comment: not enough bickering about who lost the map. I really loved Blair Witch. I think
Oh yeah, it's good. Yeah.
I love found footage, so Blair Witch is great. So I'm kind of I don't know about this. If Blair Witch the sequel is just,
Amazing.
I don't even want to talk about that, to be honest. But let's see what this game is like.
Exciting. We always love. I'm sure all the boys here always love horror films. I mean, horror games as well as horror films. But that's my favorite type, like Resident Evil 7. I just finished Laser Fear 2.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh, did you
anything
finish
horror.
that?
Yeah, I finished it. Very. If you want to trip balls for a good 5 hours, you play Laser Fear 2. But it's really good. It's definitely better than the first one. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I
So
feel like you give me that vibe.
from that, nothing really to do with Blair Witch.
Mm.
Uh,
Hey man, they put
wait,
that
hang
shit
on.
on the
Same
end,
guys
boys.
who did Layers of Fear.
Is it?
Someone says. Apparently, what have they done? They've gone from indie original horror to the
Blair Witch.
Blair Witch, mate. What the fuck?
I gotta look that up.
Someone said it in the comments. I'm not sure how accurate
Terminal
that is.
Reality.
Terminal Reality, is that them?
Oh no,
Is it?
no, it's not. But they've done worse.
Oh, Ghostbusters.
The Walking Dead,
The Walking
Survival
Dead.
Instinct,
Survival.
Connect
Oh
Star
my
Wars.
god. Dill and Merle in a game. What can be better
No.
than that?
Well,
Oh, Connect Star Wars.
in the
There's
bin,
all my
boys.
hype gone. Damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
why someone said, what the hell? An idiot.
Damn.
Where is that guy? Same guys as Laser Fear. Downvote. I downvoted him.
Damn.
Liar.
I feel like this is gonna.
Wait, unless we're looking at a different. We're looking at a different game.
No.
Here we are.
Are we?
Yep, we fucked up.
God damn it.
We roasted the wrong boys.
Oh, sorry.
Shit, man.
I mean, I'm not saying sorry for making dead and all that shit.
It might be those guys. Then Blair Witch announced.
What's the bloody developer's name? We must find this out.
Yeah, we have to. Layers of Fear. Bloober. Bloober team. Laser Fear 2 Observer, Laser Fear.
Oh yeah, they did.
It is, yeah. Okay, it is them.
Ah.
Bloober.
Bloober.
Big Bloober.
I mean, they're like graphically impressive. The games. Story-wise, a bit all over the shop with this stuff.
Well, so it is
weird.
Bloober boys.
Okay.
Nothing really from what I can tell by the trailer, unless they're not trying to give away much. From what I can tell, not much to do with the original film.
It seems like a completely
Seems more
like
original.
Yeah, like a separate thing. It just says Blair Witch smacked on it. It's about a witch.
I didn't even see like the trees. Remember when the all the talismans or whatever hanging around? They could have just put that in there, surely.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. And it's coming out in August, so it's not that
People
far.
seem to be liking it.
I'll definitely try it out.
Yeah. I thought it was Alan Wake 2 at the beginning. Someone said.
So yeah, that was something from E3 that caught my interest.
Yeah.
Not much else did though.
What was the most interesting thing that you guys saw?
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
not even interesting, just amazing.
That was it, man. It was like
Keanu.
I feel like this E3 so far has been a bit of a shit one.
Mm.
I'm gonna say because PlayStation out there. Xbox had their chance to go big dick with their announcements and everything, and they I think they blew it.
Actually, there's a couple. There's that Ghostwire game.
Yeah, that's disappointing as well.
What? I thought that looked good.
He came out, the director, the man himself, who's made one of the best horror franchises I've ever played.
Did you think it was gonna be a new Evil Within?
I was waiting for Evil Within 3.
Why? They just did 2, like 2 years ago.
How dare they?
Let it die, mate. Boom.
No, it was so good. And I was there, I'm like,
dude.
give me it.
Yeah, let him have something new.
He started yapping on about an action adventure. And I was like, what are you on about? And he's like, with a bit of horror. And I was like, God damn it.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it does. Like, looking at the trailer, it does look a bit artsy-fartsy cool.
Artsy-fartsy cool.
Artsy-fartsy, dude.
So
and that
was cool.
Deathloop game?
Yeah, that was cool. Doom,
yeah.
I like Doom.
I've already seen Doom. There's nothing.
Yeah. Hell on Earth kind of stuff. I like that level design.
That From Software and George R. R. Martin thing, Elden Ring.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick.
What is that? Is that just gonna be like a Dark Souls, like gameplay wise based game? Just
probably.
I'm not sure. I assume so. Yeah, it'll be similar. It's the same fucking.
Yeah.
They make the same game pretty much every time. Just change it around a bit.
Should have like a world, hopefully inspired by a bit of Georgie.
It is. It says George R. R. Martin, inspired by early signs of hinting at Gaelic mythology. So pretty cool. Irish mythology.
Yeah.
Coming in to that. There's some other Monster Hunter thing.
Halo.
Oh yeah, Halo.
Yeah. I mean, like the cutscene was cool and all. I would like to see some. Yeah, I would like to see some gameplay or something at least.
Sniper Elite VR.
Oh jeez, that's
$80,
right.
2 levels.
Oh, no, thank you.
Jesus.
What else?
Dying Light 2. It's all stuff we already know. But
yeah, there's like nothing really. Like I hate to say, but PlayStation are so good, man.
Yeah, you're a fanboy, right? We get it.
No, they do so many bangers, and that there's just like I look forward to Sony's every time.
Mm.
And like, the Ghost of Tsushima, I think it's called. Death Stranding, Last of Us 2.
Well, we got the Death Stranding gameplay
Yeah.
on Twitch the other week.
Still extremely confused.
It looks fucking good though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I don't know. It's like EA's one
76,
was.
guys.
Yeah.
Fallout 76 is still bringing out free content.
Dude, did you watch Todd come out? Tom Howard?
Was he there?
Yeah, and
Did he
he's like semi-addressed it. He's like, oh, like I'm surprised you're all here, or something like that.
He
when he
always
came
does
out.
that. It was
I
like
know.
the Skyrim thing. Remember when everyone kept memeing the Skyrim mobile?
Yeah,
And they did that meme where I can't remember what it was. Remember the trailer for like
yeah,
Skyrim Amazon or
Yeah.
whatever it was? Alexa.
he like, cause everyone was like cheering him. He's like, oh, I'm surprised like you're all here, you know.
Yeah.
And then they kind of went into it like how they screwed up, but then they're just like, oh, he's Battle Royale.
I liked 76. Like, I know it got a lot of bad reviews, and a lot of people don't like it.
God raised
Part of it,
raised from the ground.
part of that due to the fact that it's been memed on, so you got that movement. But it's like, I don't know, they advertised it as like an open world kind of multiplayer co-op game, and people went in there and then gave it bad reviews because it was lacking story and stuff. And I agree, like the story, the quests in that weren't special, but like I don't think it deserved the reviews it got. And I think the fact that they're still releasing, like they've released free content since the game's released, and they're still doing it. And now
You'd hope so because there was nothing in the base game.
Mm.
have you played it?
I played the beta and I played a little bit of it, but it just that I knew from the beta it was going to be crap.
It takes you like a week to get to max level.
Rip.
Because you're doing a lot of content.
I played a lot of the beta stuff and it was just so boring.
I played it and eventually just got super repetitive for me, and then I just dropped off. But like now they're adding that Battle Royale, I'll probably check it out, see how it is. That's it. I'm checking in for the Battle Royale, and then I'm checking out if it's not. All right. You know, the only thing I was really hoping for was just to announce when Halo Reach is coming out, the beta, just so I can play that. That's all I really cared about this E3. Just sad. It's like tomorrow's Square Enix. Yeah, hopefully get that new Avengers game or something.
Oh yeah.
That's E3 done this year. Hell yeah.
Wow.
It's a time to be excited. Time to be alive.
Gamers Rise. Come on, Jamie.
Where's Sony at?
Doing their own thing.
Yeah, that's how godlike they are. They can just do their own event.
Is that what they're doing? Their own event?
Yeah, they're just like, we're going to do our own thing. So, yeah.
Anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up.
Oh, yeah,
Anything
guys.
else we want to talk about?
I think we've covered all today.
I got
No,
my
that's
notes,
pretty
that's
much
everything.
Yeah.
So we went over the, where we've been, our plans, talked about a few films, talked about E3, what we're excited for, and I guess we'll do the good old the Twitch exit thing. Everything that you've seen will be on YouTube. Our main channel, which is Code 3. That's where we'll be releasing all of our short films. All of the content will be going on there. That will be our main source of entertainment. And we'll be live streaming on Twitch here as well. So everyone that's watching this on YouTube, you can come in on our Twitch channel, Code 3 Films, and have some banter with the boys and ask us questions, and we'll answer them and all that kind of crap.
Yeah, and if you look on our channel, we have a video called Behind the Code, which is similar to this, where it's a podcast, but we talk about everything that happened during our short film. So it's specifically based around our short film. I'm going to assume we're going to be live streaming that as well.
Yeah. I'd say most
cool.
of the podcasty stuff we'll probably do live.
Cool. And yeah, so that with those videos, we'll be talking about pretty much all the stages of production, what went right, what went wrong during shooting and production and stuff like that. And I suppose if there's any specifics, questions and stuff that you want to know, feel free to when you check out the stream, interact with us. That's why I think it'd be good to do that on stream, because we'll be able to answer questions live and then upload that to YouTube. So we'll get all of the frequently asked stuff out of the way. But yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah. So thanks for
Cool.
watching, guys. If you liked it, give us a follow. If you liked watching the video, give us a like and subscribe.
Wow.
Am I missing something? That's
No,
Twitch and
that's it.
YouTube covered.
Stick
it.
around the channel. Wait for new content coming out. Short
Big
films.
things coming.
Big
Yeah.
things coming soon.
Stay tuned
So,
for our
yeah.
upcoming horror film.
Yep.
Bye.
See ya.